Good morning. I'm meteorologist Dave Epstein. It's Friday, the 23rd of January. Let's get to the weather wisdom for today. So I know you want to hear about the storm, but let's talk about today. It's going to be sunshine this morning, some clouds moving in this afternoon, temperatures approaching freezing, the wind making it feel colder. Certainly not the 40s of yesterday. It was nice to walk outside, get the dog outside, keep the shorts on. I was excited about that. I think I'm going to have to put them away. So we've got clear skies tonight, temperatures down in the single digits, feels below zero. Tomorrow, sunshine, cold into the teens. Then as we head for Sunday, clouding up, snow arrives. It's in the teens and 20s during the storm. We may warm up. I use the term in quotes. I just did air quotes here while I'm reading this. We may warm up into the mid 20s east of 495 as the coastal front pushes westward on Sunday night, and then it'll crash back to the coast. I've seen this many times in many storms. And then as that does that, the snow will begin to taper off later Monday. I think the snow could linger Monday on some backlash snow. And sometimes in the backlash snow, we get several more inches. It's not going to be the extent that we see Sunday afternoon, especially the second half of the afternoon, and overnight Sunday, especially up till, say, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I think that once we get toward dawn, the snow intensity will be tapering off. Now, how much? Uh, Probably most of us are going to see 10 to 20 inches of snow out of this. And I know that's a big range, and I'll refine that later. I might even do an update today. And it's probable that, the city of Boston ends up over a foot of snow, and we could be up at 18. We could be at 20. You go back to January of 2022, 23.8 inches of snow. The good thing is this is going to be very light, fluffy snow, and it will be a little breezy, maybe even windy, but I don't think power outages are going to be a huge deal with this because the snow is not going to be heavy and wet. And when we get a little bit of wind, it's going to blow it right off the trees and the wires and all of that. So even though we're going to see a lot of snow, power outages should not be widespread. Now, that doesn't mean you can't lose power. It's interesting reading comments, which I know I shouldn't do, but some people write these wonderful comments and I like to respond. But, I said at the beginning of the week, this isn't a quote monster storm, but it's an impactful storm. And I still stand by that. It's definitely impactful. It's going to impact all of us. I'm not driving around Sunday night, and I'm probably not going to the gym Monday morning because I'm probably going to have to get out of the driveway. And maybe the gym's going to be closed because the people that work there aren't going to be able to get out Monday morning. So we're going to be inconvenienced for, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and, at least the first half of Monday is going to be difficult. And then it'll start to improve. We've been through this before. I mean, unless you just moved here in the past 4 years. And if you haven't, it's kind of fun. Like, this is not a big, dangerous storm. This is not going to be a coastal flooding storm. This is not going to be a storm where houses are going to be falling into the ocean. I would not be taking it that lightly if this were that kind of a storm. That's a serious storm. That impacts people's lives more than just an inconvenience. This is you want to call it a major inconvenience, moderate inconvenience. By the time we get to Monday afternoon and Monday night, and certainly by Tuesday morning, people are going to probably start going back to work. Now, could schools be closed Tuesday too? Yeah, sure. If we get 24 inches of snow, it's going to take those areas that get that much 2 days to clean up because you got to clean up the walkways, you got to clean up the parking lots, you got to put the snow somewhere. And so again, it is one of those things where, the kids are, I would say, I never say definite with weather, but it's almost a sure bet they're going to be home Monday. And some of them will probably be home Tuesday as well. Good thing is we don't have much snow on the ground. So it's fairly easy to move this. We don't have banks and banks and banks of this stuff like we did, in 2015 when it just became impossible to move it anywhere and it takes even longer to clean up. It's also a light, fluffy snow, so it's a little easier for plow crews to move it and it'll be easier for you to clean up. But is this going to be a storm that you remember for the rest of your life? I mean, hopefully nothing happens that bad that you remember for the rest of your life. But do you remember, like, some great winter storm in late January of 2026 when you got 20 inches of snow and the kids were outside and you were playing games or watching a movie or shoveling or doing whatever? Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I remember some of these storms, growing up in Maine. I can remember some of those big storms for sure. Looking outside and seeing that snow pile up and going outside and measuring it. And, I'm a meteorologist, so I love it. But, um, you know, unless something dramatically changed, which I don't see, this is a typical major snowstorm for southern New England. We've seen thousands of these before, and we'll see thousands. Well, I won't, but somebody will in their lifetimes. Decades from now, they'll still be talking about snowstorms. And maybe with climate change, we could talk about that another time. Maybe there'll be fewer of these, but they're still going to happen, at least for a little while. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I will update these things for you.